Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Jamar84 here once again, and we're here reviewing Bad Girls Club Episode 11, Season 10, Bad Girls Club Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 11, called Who's Laughing Now? So this episode starts where the last one ended, where Valentina is on her period. She's being possessed by the devil himself, and she's just sitting there yelling, screaming, and screeching for reasons we don't know. We don't know if she's on PMS. We just don't know what the fuck's going on. We find out that, well, we kind of already knew, but she explained it that the reason, even though it's still not a valid one, the reason that she was going off the way that she was because of the little comment that Alicia did. When she was, for some reason, Valentina thought Alicia was about to go off and go and attack Rocky or some shit, when really, I guess Alicia was just going inside to get her cigarettes. Valentina pulls Alicia by her arm, like she did a couple episodes ago, and all Alicia did was like, Valentina, don't touch me or don't pull me or something like that. And genuinely, like, if I'm just minding my own business, was about to go about my business, and then here you is juking on my damn arm and shit, I'm gonna be annoyed and be like, don't touch me. But Valentina took that as, shade or something, or like she was treating you in a shady way or something. I didn't get it. But for some reason, Valentina, she just felt that as a reason to just go off the motherfucking deep end and just start screaming and turning on Valentina. And, I mean, not turning on Valentina, turning on Alicia. And she's doing all this extra stuff, putting on this fucking show. And everybody in the house is like, I'm lost. So after the girls are done dealing with Valentina and her PMS, Brittany comes over, Rocky's girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. She comes over, and Brittany's coming strapped. Literally. Strapped. Bitch came with a strap on this time. And so Rocky's definitely excited. And so, you know, the two go up into Rocky's room and kiss and hug and do all other sorts of nasty things. And and then you can hear Rocky moaning, and all the other girls are like, come here, y'all hear this? So they're sitting there listening to the bitch moan. I'm like, y'all some nasty fools, and they gonna go running and scream, running and giggling and shit. So when Rocky finally gets out, she's she's laughing and whatnot, and they like, let me see it. I'm like, why are y'all sitting there fascinated by a plastic dick like y'all don't have your own stash in your own room? Stop playing these games. So throughout this entire episode, for some reason, Rocky is literally just parading, like, literally around the house, talking about, oh, I'm gay. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, is you doing this for attention? Like, because it seemed unnecessary to me, and it was just like, girl, what? But, Rocky, has her own boyfriend back home, so now she's feeling confused, like, well, okay, if I'm feeling this way for Brittany, what am I going to do about, what's his face, Moses? What am I going to do about Moses back home? And so she's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I like Brittany, I still like Moses, but I think Moses and I are only here for the dick and the pussy, and I don't know what I'm going to do with Brittany. I don't know if I'm gay. Girl, you just need to have a moment. So with Rocky telling all this information to Shannon about, Brittany and I guess Moses or whatever, she's just like, well, if Brittany's gonna keep coming over, bitch, I need somebody to keep me company too, shit. So she's calling Eddie Mr. Yes to come over and keep her company. So I guess they'll try to double date or whatever you just want to call it. But basically, Shannon is annoyed with Rocky getting all this action, because you remember from the last episode, Brittany and Rocky was getting it on with the get on, and Shannon was kind of just sitting there trying to act like wasn't nothing going on. And I bet she felt like really third wheel-ish in that moment. So she was like, well, shit, I can't fuck with this no more. I need to get me some mans. I need some attention. So the girls go out to like this little retro skating rink or whatever. They're skating around, having fun, da-da-da-da. And then this is kind of like where the seed is planted between, or the friction between the new girl Nancy and Rocky. And Brittany and Rocky are basically, scissoring in the middle of this skate rink. And for some reason that rubbed Nancy the wrong way. And she's just like, Rocky all sloppy, this, that, and the fourth. It's real annoying, but it hasn't been anything to piss me off yet. So when the girls get home, or I don't know if it's the next day or what, but Rocky's on the phone with a friend of hers. Of course, she's talking about the girls flip flopping, the girls do this and the girls do that, and of course Valentina ass walking around like the praying mantis that she is, gonna try to sit here and be slick and listen to people's conversation, and then got the nerve to go back or in the confessional talking about every time Shannon and Rocky get on the phone. Sorry guys, I'm burping. Sorry. Every time Shannon and Rocky get on the phone, they always talking about other bitches, this, that, and the fourth. But Oxygen wasn't even about to let that slide. Oxygen lets a lot of shits that these girls be saying slide, but they was not about to let that shit slide because they showed clips of both Valentina and Alicia doing the same shit, saying the girls do this, the girls do that on the motherfucking phone. So Valentina, girl, bye. But the main thing to leave from the conversation that Rocky was having on the phone was when she started talking about Nancy. She mentioned, that she's ratchet, she's this, she's that, and she starts to laugh. I guess from her own comments or whatever. And then that's the thing that Valentina took and ran with. She goes to the other girls and tells them what she heard, that Rocky was saying this, that, and the fourth. And Nancy was like, "Oh, really? This bitch laughing at me?" So she gets to the motherfucking confessionals like, "What the fuck you laughing for, bitch? What the fuck you laughing for?" I'm like, okay. So Eddie and Mr. Yes decide to meet Shannon and Rocky at a club for some reason. I'm not sure why they couldn't just come by the house. But then again, I guess the house probably wasn't the most, romantic environment or setting. So, okay, I understand that now. I can understand that. But so we finally get to see, a really good look at Mr. Eddie and Moses. Now, the first one I believe we look at is Moses. I believe that's Rocky's dude. Moses looks like ASAP Rocky meets Flavor Flav. Like, it was just not giving me any kind of sex appeal. I was just like, Rocky, really? I can see why you would like Brittany if you so used to looking at something like that. And then we get to see Shannon's dude, Mr. Yes. This man pulled out the motherfucking Snoop Dogg braids, and the mother was fresh. And and even Stephanie had to clock that. She was like, this man has braids. Like, this is not 1990 or 2000. What? I believe it's just clear to me that Shannon is clearly in it just for the money and the attention, because sex? That can't be nothing good to look at. I feel like that would be looking like a tranny porn. No shade to Shannon, but, well, it is shade. But, yeah, keep that bruh. So Shannon and Rocky bring their men's home, and Alicia's sitting there trying to throw all this shade. Like, why is it the girls that don't get no dick are the ones that's try to hate on the girls that do? Like, don't be mad because you ain't getting no attention. I still think Alicia's still salty about the whole Yason situation. I think she secretly, flew him in just, to get some pinga, and he wasn't about that shit. And and she's still salty about it. So especially now that Shannon and Rocky, people that she don't like, are getting penis, are getting some attention, oh, she ain't gonna be happy with that shit. But Rocky and Shannon got it in, okay? I really wish I didn't have to see some of the footage, but I had to see it. So if you remember, as I said earlier, Nancy, when Shannon and Rocky were gone, they were out with their dates. Valentina, was airing out a whole bunch of stuff, and that's when she told Nancy about Rocky laughing at her on the phone, calling her this and all sorts of names and stuff. So Nancy was like, for real? That's when she started, in the confessional calling him a bitch. She was like, what the fuck you laughing at? And so she gets ready. She starts getting some of the petroleum jelly, rubbing it everywhere. So then, and people who get into fights know that, if you got petroleum jelly all over your body, it's going to be hard to grab. And then if you do get punched or you do get hit, I believe it stops the bruise or the blood, something. It does something. Somebody will tell me, y'all fighters out there, y'all that are about that life. But I was confused because, okay, I see Nancy doing it, but why would I see? Why is Valentina sitting and rubbing it around? I'm like, Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Is this bitch really about to sit here and get prepared on camera to jump a bitch? Like, really? You about to sit here and prepare? Like, this is Nancy's fight. What are you doing? What are you doing? At least that was my intent, or that was my thought process at first. But then, when Nancy and, well, not Nancy, but when Rocky and Shannon finally got home, Nancy was just waiting at the door like, I'm just waiting. Rocky didn't step 5 feet into the door. She was like, what the fuck was you doing laughing at being the motherfucking confessional bitch? And Rocky is just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I wasn't fucking laughing at you. And it just escalated, and Nancy started yelling like, bitch, don't be trying to be fake with me. I've been real with y'all since the motherfucking beginning. So tell me why this is why I cannot stand Valentina. So Nancy is yelling with, this is her fight right now. This whole situation, this scene is between her and Rocky. And why is she kind of like in the background? Couldn't nobody even hardly hear her? Why is she in the middle of Nancy while she's screaming in the background talking about so what was you saying to that bartender? Like, why you say all that stuff to that bartender? Ain't nobody even talking about that conversation right now. Ain't nobody even paying you no kind of attention. You're being paid dust right now. So, and then I think Valentina took that and was like, ain't nobody paying attention to me. I have to get some attention somehow. So, while Nancy and Rocky are fighting, why does Valentina do a motherfucking sucker jab at, what's that girl name? Rocky. And I'm just like, what the fuck, bitch? Nancy was the one that was popping off, and then here you come trying to throw sucker punches and shit. I'm like, well, shit. At least she wasn't. At least the time that she jumped in and threw a punch, it wasn't when somebody else was already fighting. At least, even though Rocky still didn't see it coming, or Rocky wasn't even paying you any attention. So, does it outweigh it? I don't know. One thing I wanted to say about, the scene when they was talking about, they were preparing to get, when Nancy and Valentina were preparing to fight or whatever, and Valentina made a statement and was like, if I have to pull some hair, I'm gonna snatch a bitch bald. Come here, Valentina, come here. Are you here? Okay. 2 things, though. One, you pulled Nikki's hair, and Nikki wasn't snatched bald. She was kind of already halfway there, but you ain't hardly pulled too much hair out her head, and you was a punk bitch for that shit. And 2, did you not say from your own motherfucking mouth, do y'all remember when she said in Zimbabwe, or whatever the hell she's from, where I'm from, we don't pull hair, we throw fists? Do y'all remember that? And now all of a sudden, you're like, oh, when I pull hair, I'm gonna snatch a bitch ball. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. But that's pretty much been the episode, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you comment. I'm starting to see a lot more people, get interactive and comment on my videos. And I'll try to make sure to get back to everybody as soon as I can. And of course, I appreciate everybody who helps me share the videos. Shout out to T. Mona Simone and Ashley Miller, who really kind of helped me launch my videos and get it to a greater audience. So I love you guys to death. And let's see. Oh, what I wanted to say before I go is the preview of next week's episode. Next week's episode is going to be good, y'all. It's going to be good because for some reason we see Rocky getting jumped. And I believe it's like a continuation of when Valentina jumped in on Rocky in that sucker punch. I believe that's when, for some reason, Alicia comes and starts knocking Rocky in her motherfucking head. And I'm just like, oh, hell no. Alicia's been hanging around Valentina too motherfucking much. I knew it was only a matter of time before she started getting that jumper hoe shit. But later on in the episode, Rocky was like, oh, we gonna get this revenge, bitch. So Alicia was just sitting outside on the table, minding her own business, probably smoking a cigarette. Here comes Rocky's like, oh, you wanna jump a bitch? Grabs her by her hair. Bow, 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 bow. And here comes Shannon. Shannon pushing and tugging and then kicked the bitch in her damn side. It was funny. It was great. And all the other girls couldn't do nothing but sit there and look like... But it's good. That's going to be good, you guys. I can't wait to watch. I believe it's still not going to come on for like another 2 weeks. Next week is probably going to be like a rerun or something. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if I don't post another video before the next review, I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.